The concept of romantic attraction is one of the most intensely studied areas of modern relationship psychology and behavioral analysis. For decades, experts have sought to understand the invisible shifts that occur when a relationship transitions from a comfortable, platonic friendship into something profoundly deeper. While human beings are highly complex, creatures capable of masking their conscious intentions, our evolutionary, biology and subconscious minds possess an entirely different agenda. When a man begins to develop deep, romantic feelings for a woman, his behavior undergoes a radical, involuntary transformation. He may attempt to play it cool or maintain his emotional composure on the surface, but his body language, vocal patterns, habits, and cognitive priorities will inevitably betray his true desires. The underlying psychological mechanics of male attraction are deeply rooted in a blend of biological drives, emotional vulnerability, and behavioral mirroring, all of which manifest as distinct, recurring patterns of behavior that are nearly impossible to fake. Understanding these subtle behavioral cues requires a sharp look at nonverbal communication and physical micro-expressions. In everyday social interactions, casual friendships are sustained by a mutual respect for established physical and emotional boundaries. Friends maintain a comfortable distance, communicate with standard levels of eye contact, and manage their schedules based on personal convenience. However, the moment romantic desire enters the equation, these platonic boundaries begin to dissolve, replaced by a magnetic pull that alters how a man navigates your physical space. From the involuntary dilation of his pupils to the strategic ways he closes the physical distance between you, his subconscious mind is constantly working to establish a unique, exclusive bond. These behaviors are not random. They are hardwired responses driven by neurotransmitters like dopamine and oxytocin, which spike dramatically in the presence of someone we desire, forcing the body to act out what the heart is trying to hide. Moreover, the shift from friend to romantic partner brings about a profound reallocation of mental and emotional resources. A man who is falling for you will suddenly grant you an immense amount of mental real estate. This is observed in his heightened capacity for active listening, his flawless retention of minor details about your life, and his sudden, absolute availability. In a digital age defined by constant distraction, the deliberate choice to silence the outside world and offer undivided attention is a powerful declaration of value. He transitions from a passive companion into an active protector and confidant, eager to activate his heroic instincts to ensure your safety and comfort. By examining these 15 distinct habits, we can decode the subtle language of male attraction. These signs provide a definitive roadmap for anyone trying to navigate the often confusing grey area of dating dynamics, proving through undeniable, consistent action that his feelings have crossed the line from a standard, casual friendship into a deep, consuming romantic interest. The intense, prolonged eye contact. When a man is deeply attracted to you, his gaze becomes one of his most powerful tools for communication. Unlike the casual, fleeting eye contact shared during everyday conversations with friends, this type of look feels deliberate and intense. He will lock eyes with you from across a crowded room and hold that gaze just a fraction of a second, longer than normal, creating an instant spark of tension. When you are speaking, he doesn't look away or scan the room. His focus is entirely locked onto your face, shifting between your eyes and your lips. This prolonged eye contact is a psychological signal of a desire for deep intimacy and connection. It indicates that he is trying to read your emotions, gauge your reactions, and establish a silent, private bond that sets you apart from everyone else in his immediate environment. Subconscious physical proximity. A man who views you as more than a friend will consistently find ways to eliminate the physical space between you. Without even realizing he is doing it, his body will naturally drift in your direction whenever you are in the same room. If you are standing in a group, he will position himself right next to you, angling his torso and feet directly toward your body. When sitting together on a couch or at a table, he will lean in close when you speak, ensuring that his personal bubble overlaps with yours. This magnetic pull is driven by a subconscious urge to feel connected and to establish a sense of togetherness. By constantly closing the gap, he is non-verbally signaling his comfort with you and creating opportunities for spontaneous interactions that ordinary friendships rarely require. Remembering the tiny, random details. One of the most telling signs of genuine, romantic interest is an elevated level of mental focus regarding your life. A casual friend might remember your birthday, or your job title, but a man who is falling for you will recall the most obscure details. You mentioned weeks ago, he will remember how you take your coffee, a specific childhood memory you shared in passing, or the name of a pet you used to have. When he brings up these tiny details in later conversations, it proves that he isn't just hearing your voice. He is actively processing and storing your words. This level of retention shows that you hold a massive amount of mental real estate in his mind. He values your thoughts and experiences so deeply that every piece of information you share becomes important to him. The heroic protective instinct. When a man starts developing strong romantic feelings, his natural instinct to protect and care for you intensifies dramatically. This behavior is deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology and manifests in small, chivalrous actions. You will notice him walking on the traffic side of the sidewalk, guiding you through a dense crowd by placing a hand near your back, or checking in to ensure you made it home safely after a night out. If you are facing a minor inconvenience or a difficult task, he will immediately step in to offer his help, eager to solve the problem for you. This heroic behavior is his way of demonstrating his reliability and worth as a partner. He wants you to feel completely secure and supported in his presence, proving that your safety is his priority. Unconscious pupil dilation. The human body possesses several involuntary, physiological responses that occur when we are around someone we desire, and pupil dilation is one of the most honest. When a man looks at a woman he is genuinely attracted to, his brain releases a surge of dopamine and oxytocin, causing his pupils to expand significantly. This reaction happens completely outside of his conscious control, making it an incredibly accurate indicator of his true feelings. Even in a well-lit room where his pupils should normally contract, they will remain noticeably wide and dark when his eyes meet yours. This physical change is often referred to as bedroom eyes because it gives his gaze a softer, warmer, and more intense appearance. It is a biological giveaway that his interest in you is deeply rooted, powerful, and far from strictly platonic, mirroring your body language. When a man is deeply attracted to you, his brain activates mirror neurons, causing him to unconsciously copy your physical movements and posture. If you take a sip of your drink, cross your legs, or lean back in your chair, you will notice him doing the exact same thing moments later. This psychological phenomenon is known as limbic synchrony, and it is a powerful biological tool used to establish rapport and comfort. By matching your rhythm, cadence, and gestures, he is silently building a bridge of familiarity and mutual understanding. This behavior is completely involuntary and indicates that he is profoundly attuned to your presence. He is so focused on your energy that his own body aligns with yours, creating a harmonious, physical connection that signals he is completely in sync with your vibes, always finding a reason to touch you. A casual male friend will respect your physical boundaries with a polite distance, but a man who wants to be more will constantly look for subtle, socially acceptable ways to initiate physical contact. This isn't aggressive. Instead, it manifests as a gentle brush of his hand against yours while walking, a lingering touch on your shoulder when laughing at a joke, or a warm, tight hug that lasts just a few seconds longer than normal. He might playfully nudge you, fix a stray strand of hair from your face, or guide you through a doorway with a hand on the small of your back. These micro-touches are his way of testing your comfort, level, and breaking the touch barrier. It is a clear physical declaration that he craves a deeper, more intimate closeness that goes way beyond the platonic zone. Active listening and ignoring his phone. In today's digital world, a person's undivided attention is one of the rarest gifts they can offer. If a man completely silences his phone, flips it face down, or ignores incoming notifications whenever he is with you, it is a massive indicator of his affection. When you speak, he practices active listening, nodding, asking insightful follow-up questions, and reacting genuinely to your stories. He doesn't look around the room or zone out. You have his absolute undivided focus. This behavior proves that nothing else in that moment is more compelling or important to him than your presence and your words. By prioritizing your conversation over the entire digital world, he is showing you that you are his ultimate priority and that he values your mind just as much as your company. Deep, vulnerable late-night conversations. Men are socialized to keep their guards up, but when a man is falling for you, those emotional walls completely crumble. If your casual chats routinely transform into deep, vulnerable conversations that stretch into the late hours of the night, he is emotionally investing in you. He will share his personal fears, childhood memories, future ambitions, and insecurities that he rarely discusses with his guy friends. The late-night setting naturally lowers defenses, creating a safe space for emotional intimacy. When he opens up this side of his world to you, he is trusting you with his true, authentic self. This level of vulnerability is a clear sign that he doesn't just view you as a casual buddy, but as a trusted confidant and a potential romantic partner, introducing you to his inner circle. When a guy has a crush, he doesn't keep you hidden away in a separate compartment of his life. He wants to integrate you into his world as quickly as possible, bringing you around his closest friends, or introducing you to his family as a major milestone that shows he is proud to be seen with you. Pay close attention to how his friends act around you. If they smile knowingly, tease him, or already know specific details about your life before you even speak, it is because he has been talking about you constantly behind closed doors. By bringing you into his inner circle, he is evaluating how you fit into his everyday life and sending a loud, clear signal to everyone else that you hold a uniquely special place in his heart. Teasing and playful banter. The old schoolyard trope of teasing the person you like doesn't completely disappear in adulthood. It simply evolves into witty, playful banter. When a man has romantic feelings for you, he will often use light-hearted humor, gentle mocking, and inside jokes to create a unique bond between the two of you. This playful teasing is a safe way for him to grab your attention, test your sense of humor, and spark a lively back-and-forth dynamic. He might tease you about your specific habits, your favorite movies, or the way you laugh, but it will always feel affectionate rather than hurtful. This behavior acts as an emotional icebreaker, lowering tension while simultaneously building a flirty, high-energy connection that keeps the interaction exciting and firmly distances the relationship from a standard, boring friendship. The double take and quick glances away. If you catch a man staring at you, only for him to quickly avert his gaze the second your eyes meet, it is a definitive sign of attraction. This classic catch and release looking pattern happens because he cannot keep his eyes off you, but he feels nervous or self-conscious about getting caught in the act. He will admire your appearance, your smile, or the way you interact with others when he thinks you aren't paying attention. When you suddenly look his way, his instinctual, panicked reaction to glance away smoothly or look down proves that his gaze wasn't just accidental or friendly. It is an authentic, involuntary response driven by a mix of intense fascination and romantic nervousness, revealing that he is completely captivated by your presence. Anxious habits and nervous fidgeting. Even the most confident and charismatic men can become remarkably nervous when they are around a woman they truly desire. If you notice him fidgeting with his watch, adjusting his collar, running his hands through his hair, or fixing his clothing whenever you walk into the room, his adrenaline is spiking. He might stumble over his words slightly, speak a bit faster than usual, or play with his glass during dinner. These anxious physical habits are involuntary responses to the high emotional stakes of being near you. He cares deeply about the impression he is making and desperately wants to look his best. This charming vulnerability is a biological giveaway that your presence completely disrupts his normal composure, a reaction that a casual platonic friend would never experience. Always being available no matter what. In a world where everyone claims to be incredibly busy, a man who likes you will miraculously always find the time for you. If you text him, he replies almost instantly. If you ask for help moving or need a ride to the airport, he drops his plans to accommodate you. He will actively reshape his schedule, cancel prior commitments, or sacrifice his own sleep just to spend an hour in your company. When a man is romantically invested, the phrase "I'm too busy" completely vanishes from his vocabulary regarding you. He doesn't make excuses or keep you guessing about his availability. By consistently prioritizing your needs and requests above his own convenience, he is showing you through direct action that you are one of the most important aspects of his life. Genuine jealousy at other guys' names, while toxic jealousy is a major red flag. A subtle, protective flash of envy is a natural human response. When a man fears losing the woman he desires, pay close attention to his body language or tone of voice when you mention another guy, a male coworker, or an ex-boyfriend. His posture might stiffen, his smile might fade slightly, or he might suddenly become quiet and ask probing questions about who the guy is. He may try to play it cool, but his sudden change in energy reveals his underlying fear of competition. A platonic friend would happily encourage you to date other people and tease you about your crushes, but a man who wants you for himself will visibly struggle to hide his discomfort when another male enters your romantic picture.